In this video, we're going to go through how to create a live QR code that you can engrave on any material in Lightburn. Hi, my name is Gil, and in this tutorial, we're going to explore the built-in QR code generator in Lightburn. QR codes allow people with smart devices to scan an optical image and transfer information instantly on any mobile device with a camera. Recently, QR codes have been at the forefront of logging people's movement due to COVID, but QR codes allow a much wider array of functionality than just sending people to a website. QR codes can embed information such as a website URL, an email address, telephone numbers, contact information, cards, FaceTime links, map locations, calendar events, and more. They can even help someone connect to a Wi-Fi network by sharing the configuration details in the QR code. For more information about how to set up these different QR code formats, check out the link in the description below. Before we dive into Lightburn's QR code generator, let me invite you to hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss out on any of the upcoming videos, projects, and tutorials based around lasers and Lightburn. I also personally want to invite you to come along to the laser live streams we host on this channel, where you can show off your projects and meet other fellow laserologists who are exploring how to get the most out of their laser experience. You can join us at our Facebook group. The link is in the description below, and I look forward to meet and seeing what you create with your laser. Also stick around to the very end, where I get to show you a practical example of how you can use the QR code generator to share some information in a creative way. But for right now, let's jump into Lightburn so we can start exploring some of the cool inbuilt features of Lightburn. Okay, we're back in Lightburn, and today I'm going to show you an advanced feature that I have really fallen in love with. And that happens to be creating a live QR code that you can engrave on any material that you're working on. So here we are in Lightburn. Let me just show you where this is. If you go into Tools, there is an option here called Create QR Code. And that actually allows you to drag a box in your workspace. So what's really cool about this is that in the pop-up you have raw content, and here you can put any option that you like. I know that earlier in this tutorial I went through some of the options, including a link to all the different options that you have with this QR two-dimensional barcodes. You can pick any of those, but here I'm actually going to put a link into my website, so it's youtube.com/Gil Poznansky. And you can see as I was typing that out, this area was dynamically changing. And this is one of the things that I absolutely love about Lightburn, especially this option. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit OK. And you can see now I have a QR code that I can move. I can scale it. I can put it anywhere around. I can design anything that I want around it. Maybe I want to put some text here. I want to go, you can see how big it is, but it's like, let's go laser live stream. We'll do that in one font. Move that up a bit. We'll make it a little bit bigger. Grab another one for all your laser community needs. And in this case, I'm going to change that font. Excuse me. Let's change it to something. Oh, here we go. We can scale that down a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit of a, get a little creative here. We don't actually need to make it all that QR code as big as it is. We might just, what are we going to do? We're going to grab this guy and we're just going to shrink him down a little bit. I'm going to put that there. Now, one of the things is that if we go to the preview now, you can see it's set online and this QR code comes up almost like a Tetris type line. It's not going to work that way. So the real trick here is to turn the QR code into a fill. And then when we come to preview it, you can actually see that the QR code is exactly the way we want it to be. That looks great, except I'm going to grab this guy, this text, and I'm going to change him to a line. So now I've got something that I'm liking. It'd be nice to put a T in there as well, because we need a laser live stream, Gil, not laser live sim. There you go. All right, so let's just play with this just a little bit. Again, I'm just showing you guys a little bit of a, just a way of being able to push some of these tools a little bit more creatively. Select that one again. Slide that just a little bit. And for me, I'm just going to grab this guy here, and I'm just going to make a little line. So I just want to fill that line as well. So I'm going to change both of those. I'm just going to move that up here, just giving it a little bit of symmetry. Select one. I'm holding down the shift key. I'm selecting the other. We're going to put those back onto the black layer. Let's go take a look. Yeah, looking good. I actually think in that case, though, change this text back into a line. And that's looking good. I like that a lot. It's not overpowered by the QR code, and I can now put a nice box around this. And that becomes a label that I can put onto, let's say, maybe a gift that I'm sending to someone or some sort of information. But let's test it out now. Now that I've got this working. Let's see. Let's see if that QR code works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to another camera. So I'm going to grab my iPhone. You can see my iPhone's here. I'm just going to go straight to the camera. And look at that. It did it instantly. It jumped up to open in YouTube. I'm going to hit that voice and straight to my YouTube account. So if you're interested, or let's say someone sees Laser Livestream, I want to go and check it out. There's all the tutorials. You keep going down. There's all the live streams. It is an instant link for anyone who's got a mobile phone or a camera that can read QR codes. That is awesome. So that is the very first option that you get when you're working with the QR generator. Let me save this because I'd like to save this because, working with this sort of stuff, it's kind of awesome. I'm going to save this as Laser Live Stream Tag QR tag. Awesome. Let's go grab a new file just for the sake of being able to do this. Now that we've got a new file, I'm going to go do that process again. I'm going to go hit create QR code, place it there, and there's a pop-up box. Raw content gives you the most flexibility where you want to direct someone using a QR code. Wi-Fi is really cool. Maybe you've got a workspace and you've got a Wi-Fi network. Someone wants to come in and connect to that Wi-Fi network. You can actually set this up. Why live a live stream? Laser live stream. And here for the password, I'm going to call it Laserologists. Laserologists. And you've also got the option to change the authentication type. So every time I touch it, look at how this area changes dynamically. It's awesome. So or maybe no password whatsoever, but I'm going to leave it to WPA and WPA2. We're going to hit OK. We can resize this to anything we want, but just for the sake of this tutorial, it is on a line right now. I'm going to change that to a fill. I'm going to preview it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my iPhone. Here it is. I'm going to hit the camera and bang, straight away. Join Laser Livestream Network. I'm going to press that and it gives me an option right here. Join Wi-Fi Network Laser Livestream. That doesn't exist, so I'm not going to hit join, but you can absolutely see how that works live. So that's another incredible option that is built into Lightburn. Very fast, very quick to do. And the last option happens to be, we'll go back to QR code, edit QR code, and that's contact information. So in the same way that we are sending information to a device to log on to a Wi-Fi network, we can go Gil P. We'll go Gil, that's P. That's for my last name. Again, keep an eye right here on what's going on. I'm now going to put my address as 123 Laserologist Lane. Where do I live? I live in Spectrum Town. My zip code is 2122. My phone number is, look at that, all that information changed, huh? And here I am in Australia, so it's 61, that's the international dialing, and my number is 0123 456 789. Feel free to call that. Operators are standing by. Notes, let's put down host of the laser live stream. And hopeful guy. Hopefully everyone thinks that. My email is gil@laserlivestream.com. And the URL is www.laserlivestream.com. And that's all the information that is now been generated, if we hit OK, into this QR code. And if we preview that, you can see the QR code in this case is a lot more dense. And I don't know a lot about how QR codes actually work, but what I do know, and this is that the more information you put in, the denser it gets. So it is a pretty interesting case in that sense. So now that we've got that up on the preview screen, I'm going to grab my iPhone, my trusty iPhone, which is right here. I'm going to hit the camera. Bang, straight away. Look at that. Do we want to add those contact details? Let's add them. Here's the screen that comes up. All the information. There's my phone number, my email, my homepage, and my address. I can save that if I want to, but let's go and check this out. Does this actually work? Wow, look at that. Laser live stream. We're coming soon. Guys, maybe a bit of a hint of some of the things that are coming up. So there you go. We have now generated a QR code that works. So we have generated a QR code in Lightburn instantaneously that we can, as I was saying before, we can resize it. We can do anything we want with that. You can make some funky aluminium business cards, especially if they've got a anodized layer that you can remove. You now have the power to be able to allow people to put your contact information instantaneously onto any material that you can put into your laser. Let's go back and take a look at editing something. So I'm going to go to the raw content now, and you can see here's the raw. Wow, look at that. Here's all the information that is now been changed into an optical form that is read by the camera. It's so awesome. So I'm going to just get rid of that. It's gone back to its default, and we're going to go to www.youtube.com. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do it a little bit differently. How about this? I haven't done this with you guys before. I'm very passionate about safety when it comes to lasers, so I'm going to pull up my YouTube channel. Let's go. And here there's a video called Never Laser This. And this video is the information I want to get. I want to share this video. This is about checking your material if you don't know what your material is made up of, so that you never get yourself into a position where you are releasing chlorine by cutting some material that may be made up of chlorine. I'm going to edit that code, and I'm going to go again to the raw code, and I'm going to put a link in here. And now I'm going to create a link that's going to send people directly to that video so that they are informed about the potential dangers of cutting unknown materials and also how to test for them. So I like the idea of putting this code really close to a laser. So I'm going to take two different techniques and put them together. The first one being the QR code, and the second one is creating a laser tile using the Norton method. So I'm going to create a small little tile with this QR code that I'm going to place at the laser of a local makerspace that I go to, so that anyone who's using that laser can quickly scan it, watch the video, grab the materials nearby, and test the material that they're going to put into the laser. So I'm going to do that really quickly. And the way I've set this up is that I can go into my art library, and I've actually set up templates, both large and small, for tiles. So I'm going to grab this small tile template, and that is actually the correct sizing for a tile. I'm just going to put that in that corner. Well, I'll just leave it there right now. I'm going to get rid of the lettering because it just is a visual communicator of which one I'm actually using. And I'm going to change that tile size into a tool layer so I can now start playing around with different options. I'm now going to shrink this down and place that in the middle. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here so it's a little easier for everyone to see. And I want to put some lettering here. I want to put some information. What's this QR code all about? So I'm going to grab some text and go laser. Oh, actually material. Let's put an E in there. So material safety. That's way too large, and it's also not on the right layer. So I'm going to change that, put it on the 0 layer. I'm going to just shrink that down a little bit. I'm going to start seeing how much. See, it just fits, but let's give it a little bit of a leeway. This is might change the font in a bit. We'll see what's going on. Grab the QR code, move them up, and I'm going to also do another one just below here. Please watch. Grab him as well. Now I'm going to change that font because I like to make things a little visually pleasing. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can find something that's enticing yet subtle. We don't skip. Ooh, I like that. That looks really good. Might have to shrink that down just a little bit. I want to make sure that the QR code is the thing that people are seeing. And in this case, I'm going to also see if I can change that first font into something that's a little more exciting. I kind of like that, but that's me. I like that sort of science fiction-ish font. That's also NASA font that I like to use often. Let's see what else. I've got lots of different fonts here. I'm going to go a little Star Trek-ish. Let's see. Material safety, that's a little thin. Speed Freak's a little... Let's do Strike Lord. Strike Lord. Or Lordy Strike. Alright. So we've got material safety. Might have to shrink him down just a little bit. Please watch. And what I'm going to do now is just try to resize that QR code as big as I can get. I think Strike Lord's a little too heavy. Let's see what else we got here. Time burn is good, but actually I think ooh, why not do a little bit of a, since this is going to be in a makerspace, why don't we use something that's a little bit more industrial? I think that fits really well with what we're doing here. I'm going to select all of them, come up here, align, and at this point, let's go for a quick preview. And you can see here, material safety, the QR code, please watch. Before I go any further, I'm going to go and grab my phone and I'm going to bring it straight in, and you can see here, it sent it straight to YouTube. I'm going to hit that and it says, could you, of course there's an ad because it's YouTube. Could your laser cutter kill you? Never laser cut this. Test for chlorine gas. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. Let's see. There I am. And I talk for 3 minutes all about laser safety. So that works fine. What I'm going to do now is we're going to send that to the laser. We're going to engrave it and take a look at the final result of this QR code laser tile using the Norton method that will hopefully allow people to learn a little bit more about using lasers safely. And this is the result. You now have a tile that is permanently engraved with a QR code that is ready to be placed on a wall next to the laser cutter in my local makerspace. Of course, you can use the QR generator to make any type of link you like and use any type of material you choose. But I like the combination of these two techniques that makes this QR code not only pop out and catch people's attention, but may also inspire them to learn a new technique or method. I would love to see what you create with a QR code generator. Maybe you have a different application for a QR code that we didn't cover here. If so, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And while I'm checking out all your inventive ways that you use QR codes with your laser, check out these laser videos right here. Till I see you real soon with the next laser video, go and make something amazing with your laser. I'll see you real soon.